Hello everyone. Welcome to our channel. Today live streaming special is we will discuss about four chess rules. I will clearly explain the four chess rules. The first one is threefold repetition game draw, like a stalemate, like the etc like that. All game draw possibilities I will explain with the puzzles. The second one is increasing activity. The third rule is preventing activity. The fourth one is three golden rules. These topics we will discuss on today live streaming. Okay. Now first we will discuss about game draw. Game draw means like a threefold repetition, perpetual checks, stalemate, like etc. We can create it. Now in this position, white to play. Here black and winning position easily. While black have rook, bishop is there, white have only pawn is there, but in this particular position white can do draw here with a threefold repetition. Following the threefold repetition game draw, white can do draw here. King will move to a6, ready for pawn promotion. Then king will move to b7, then repeat the king to a6 like this. Rook will go h8, then king will come to b7. Threefold repetition game draw. So always we need to till end of the game we need to fight. Don't give up. We have extra pawn is there, only king is there also. We need to do our best. Next one, in this position black can win the game with king rook. Here white can do draw in this position with following the threefold repetition game draw. If suppose after king e8, if he took the pawn also, game draw by stalemated. Rook takes pawn, stalemated game draw. If he play rook other side also, we will repeat king a7 like that. With the threefold repetition also is possibility is there. If he won't capture the pawn. Next, in this position, we are white to play. This is a critical position. Be careful, everyone. Observe carefully. Here, we have only one pawn is there. Our pawn is under attack with black king. Opponent have extra bishop and pawn also is there. So here we need to create the stalemate position, or we need to capture the pawn. Like that, we have only two choices are there here. Here we can't create the stalemate because opponent have bishop is there. Our king can escape so many squares. So our target is capture the f4 pawn, f5 pawn. F5 pawn, we can do draw. How? After capturing the f5 pawn, black have only king and bishop. They can't do checkmate. Insufficient material game draw. So our best move is pawn to f4. Pawn to f4. Why pawn to f4? If you play pawn to f4, then the bishop will block the pawn movement. Then our king simply move to e6. Then we can take the pawn. Now game draw because of insufficient material game draw. Now this is the position. White to play. Here black have extra pawn is there. He wants to create the pawn promotion, but we need to think here how to capture the black pawn. Then after do game draw. Whatever possible moves, we can play b6. Our best move b6. If black move the knight, then after king to c6, we can attack the d6 pawn. Then after we can do draw. King to b6. Then king to c6, we can get the pawn. Then after game will be draw. King takes pawn, game draw. Insufficient material. Black have insufficient material, game draw. Now white to play. Here black have extra pawn is there, but here in this particular position white can do draw. How? After capturing the pawn we can do draw. But what we will do here, first of all, attack the pawn with the king. Here we need to play king to c4 is the best. Why? If you play king to b4, they can give checks. Then we can't capture the pawn. So our best move, king to c4. If you play, we can attack the pawn. Rook also can't give check. Now king to b4. Why? King is in check. King to b4. Now we can take the pawn. Rook takes pawn. Both have king and rook, king and rook. End game position, game draw. Now white to play. Here our king is in almost stalemate position is there. So we need to create the stalemate. How? Here white have best move. Capture the bishop is very bad move. Pawn takes bishop is very bad move. What is the best move? White have attack the rook with pawn. If he saved the rook, stalemated possibility. After rook move to h8, our king have no movement, no legal moves. Stalemate position. Our pawn also have no legal move. Game draw by stalemate. Game draw by stalemate rule. Now white to play. Here we have white pawn. Opponent have black pawn and knight. So here our target is capture the f6 pawn. We can do draw. So what is our best move here? First we need to play king to h6. Then after king to g6. The only move knight move. He need to move the knight. Then we can take the pawn. Now game draw. Opponent can capture our white pawn. Then game draw insufficient material. Now white to play. Here black have rook and queen, extra pawn is there. White have only king and pawn and queen. So here we need to win the game means we need to capture the queen and rook. Both of them if we capture, we can do draw. But here we need to think logically always. The b3 queen we can capture when the a8 rook is not there. It means the a8 rook is pinning our a2 pawn. So we need to remove the pinning, then we can get the both pieces. So what we do here, our best move, queen takes rook. We need to sacrifice our queen. Then after king is in check, king will take the queen. Then our pawn will take the queen. Both pawns are opponent and we both are have pawns. Both can capture the pawns after a few moves. Game draw. White to play. Here our king is almost stalemate position is there, but we have only one movement is there with the pawn. So we need to create the stalemate position. How? Pawn to b4 we can create the stalemate position. Pawn to b4 stalemate, game draw. Why? Our king have no legal movement. Our pawn also have no legal movement. No legal move. So game draw. Now white to play. Here white have knight, bishop is there. Here we need to think logically. Very difficult position. This is one tough position. So we need to think logically here. Here opponent have doing pawn promotion. One step away he is doing pawn promotion also. So we need to think logically. Just like that, if you think we can't stop it. So what is the best move here? If you play bishop to, we can't stop it. So we need to control the d1 square with our white pieces. How we can control the d1 square with our white pieces? With the knight only we can control the d1 square. Knight to e3. Our best move, knight to e3, we can control the d1 square. If we promote the pawn, our knight can take the pawn, then game draw. Because of insufficient material. Knight to e3. If king will take the knight, then after we can give check. We can get the d2 pawn. Then game draw. Insufficient material. I hope all are understood this game draw rule. Now the next one is increasing activity. Here I will introduce about increasing activity and preventing activity. It means when we are playing opening game, middle game, and any position, any part of position, opening game, middle game, end game, we need to increase our activity, our pieces activity. That is very important. If you increase your piece activity, positionally you are strong in the game. Now here look at the board. Our queen is in the center of the board. It can control so many squares, so many directions. This is the activity means. It means mostly our pieces in the center of the board, we can control more squares. Our pieces are in active position. That is called increasing activity. And one more example, knight. If our knight is in the center of the board, it can control 8 directions. It can control 8 directions. In the corner, only 2. So, where is our knight in active, increasing activity position? On the center only. Look here in this d4, d5, e4, e5 is the center of the board. The outside of the board, this one is called sub-center. We need to control the sub-center also. d4, d5, e4, e5 is the center of the board. The other one is sub-center of the board. We need to control the center board. We need to control the sub-center board also. Look here. If you control the center, if you control the sub-center, how many directions you are controlling? 8 directions. Everyone look at the board. 8 directions we are controlling. The remaining 2, 3, 6, 3, 4 like that. So mostly we need to control the center, we need to control the sub-center. Now one more I am introducing about preventing activity. Preventing activity means we need to restrict the opponent pieces. How? Here the a1 knight have no movement, no increasing activity because of the black bishop is controlling these two squares. That is called black bishop is doing preventing activity the opponent pieces. Black bishop is doing good job. White knight no activity on b3 and c2 square because of black bishop is controlling there. That is called preventing activity. So increasing activity, preventing activity, both are very important in the opening game, in the middle game, in the end game also. Always we need to focus the increasing activity, preventing activity also, not only opening game. Here our bishop in the center, strongly controlling so many squares, attacking the opponent pieces also. Now we will do exercise about increasing activity. Okay. Now this is the position black to play. Increasing activity means which our pieces are not in active position. We need to bring out in active position. Here the black rook is not in active position. The black rook is in the corner. Nothing is controlling it there. So what we need to do? We need to bring out the black rook in the increasing activity position. How? After moving the king to f7, our rook can control the 8th rank. It means rook is in increasing activity position. After we can develop the rook to d8. Then after rook will come to d2. We can attack the b2 pawn also. One more point. After king c7, after king f7, the white rook can't develop on e7 square also, stopping the opponent activity also. It means black is doing preventing activity by king. Next, white to play. Here our rook is on e1 square, controlling the standing line, and sleeping in a good idea, but need to increase more activity and attack the opponent pieces also is important. Here example, if you play rook to, here two possibilities are right now. Rook can go e6, then d6, then d7. It will take how many moves? 3 moves. If you go rook to a7, rook to a1, first move rook to a1, then second move rook to a7, then after rook to b7. Both plannings are getting 3 moves only, but which is the best one we need to think. If you play rook to e6 is not correct because of after rook to e6, opponent king can come to f7. You can't go in that attacking way. So you need to play rook to a1. Strongly you can attack on b7 square. After rook to a7, then you can attack the b7 square. We got extra pawn also. Easy winning for white. Now white to play one more time. Here our knight is not in active position, so try to develop our knight in the center of the board. We can control more space. So the center of the board means we need to develop our knight on d5 square. We can control more space. Then after we can go c7 square, attack the a6 pawn also. Now black to play. Here our black rook is not in active position, so we need to bring the black rook in active position. How? Always everyone remember, when you are playing with your rooks, you need to control the empty ranks, empty ranks and empty standing lines. It means empty files. Empty file means here the d5 is empty, so we can control the d5 with rook to d8. We can control along the d5. Then we can attack the c4 pawn also. After rook to d4, we can attack the c4 unsupported pawn also strongly. Now white to play. Here our d3 bishop is not in active position, so one more target in this endgame position. We need to attack the g6 pawn. The g6 pawn have no support, so we need to think in which direction we can capture the g6 pawn in less moves. Bishop to, two ways are there here. Bishop to f1 can go direction, one more other direction, bishop to b1. So first of all we will check with the bishop to f1 direction how many moves it will take. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In 5 moves you can able to capture the g6 pawn if you go f1 direction. If you go b1 direction, b1 first move, b2 second move, then f7 third move. In 4 moves only we can take it. So these are best direction. Always need to think like that. In less moves try to do checkmate the opponent king, try to capture the opponent piece, try to attack the opponent piece, try to capture the opponent pawn. That is increasing activity. Now white to play. Our knight is not in active position, so we need to get the way. How to get the way knight in active position? We need to focus on the center, attack on the center. Here black have two center pawns controlling the d5 and e5. So here we need to break this two center pawn structure. How we can break it? With our center pawn only we can break it. Pawn to e5. If you capture the pawn, then our knight will come to c5 square, attacking the both pawns, a6 and a6 pawns. Easily white can win the game. White to play. Here our c3 bishop have no activity, no increasing activity position. So simply here we need to get the bishop activity position means this d4 pawn is blocking this slant line. Simply push the pawn. Then after our c3 bishop is in increasing activity position. Strongly we can attack the g7 pawn, controlling this long diagonal also. Our king will also, after bishop going back, our king will also come in active position, increasing active position, attacking this f5 unsupported pawn. Easily white can win the game. Now white to play. Our rook is under attack. Here also we need to follow increasing activity lesson. Why our rook is under attack? If you capture the rook is very bad move. If you capture the d8 rook, why that's bad move? Opponent rook will come in active position, increasing activity, he will improve it. So in this position our best move, we need to develop our other rook, maintain the same file and same rank with two connecting rooks. After if you took the rook, our rook will come to d2. Simply our d2 rook is controlling the along the d file, increasing activity. Next one is white to to play. Our b6 rook is not in active position, so we want to increase the increasing activity of rook. We need to get the way. How? We need to open up the b file. You need to open up the b file, then after rook will come in active position. How? Attacking the a5 pawn with our b3 pawn. b3 pawn to b4. If we capture the pawn, rook takes the pawn. Then after our rook will control along the b file, control along the 4th rank. The white rook is in increasing activity position strongly. Now one more critical position, white to play. Here white rook not in active position, so we need to bring the king, we need to bring the white rook in active position. How? If move the king other side only, rook will come simply, but here the opponent king is controlling these two squares. If you play king d1, no use. So our best move is to create the passed pawn. If they do end pass, then our rook will come in active position. How? f2 pawn to f4, they will do end pass. Then after king will go to f2, they will do end pass. King will go to f2, then rook will come in active position first rank side, then can go a file also. That is the increasing activity. Next, preventing activity. Preventing activity means we need to restrict the opponent pieces activity. That is called preventing activity. Always focus on the opponent pieces. Need to prevent it. Preventing the opponent pieces. Now here we are black to play. We are black to play. We need to observe the opponent white pieces, where we can prevent the opponent pieces. Preventing activity, we can do it. White rook have no movement. Almost white rook blocked. Here pawn will take, rook will take, king will take, pawn will take, pawn will take. Here capture the pawn, pawn will take. So almost white rook no movement. So only way is after pawn takes pawn, the b5 pawn take the pawn, only rook come in active position. So the only one way is there. So simply we need to do block that b file, then simply we can get the rook. How we can block it? With the pawn a5. Pawn a5, the white rook is in preventing active position. Then after our black king can take the white rook within few moves. Like this, king to d8, then king to c7, then take the rook. He can't support with king. The white king is in so long away. White to play. Here white is doing pawn promotion. 2 steps away can do pawn promotion. The opponent black rook can stop it. How? Rook to b4 black will play, can stop the pawn promotion. But we can do preventing activity here with our pieces or with our pawns. White can do preventing activity. What is the white best move here? Simply block the 4th rank following the preventing lesson. Preventing activity lesson. So pawn g2 to g4. Then after the black rook is in preventing activity position. Then after easily white can do pawn promotion within 2 moves. White to play. Here the black knight can escape on a6 square, c6 square. These 2 squares only black knight have increasing activity position. But in that 2 also if we control, then after we can restrict the knight movement. It means we can stop the knight movement like a preventing activity. So what the white best move here? Simply we need to play pawn to b5. Then after the black knight is in preventing activity position, white can strongly attack after that. White to play now. Here white to play. Here our g4 pawn have no support. The black king can attack easily within 2 moves. So within 1 move we can't support the g4 pawn. So what is our best move? We need to prevent the black king activity. How we can prevent? We need to control the g5 square with our piece. We can prevent the opponent king increasing activity. Preventing activity. With the bishop to e3. Then after the black king position is in preventing active position. Black king can't come on g5, h5, f5. So white did good job here. Like this, everyone follow the increasing activity lesson and preventing activity lesson. Improve your positional game also. Now black to play. Here our h6 pawn and e5 pawn both are have no support. Here white king can take anyone, either e5 or h6. Both pawns can take. But if you follow the preventing activity lesson, we can save our both pawns. How? We need to stop the white king activity. It means what we do? Well, white king can come on g4 square. We need to control the g4 square. Then after we can save our both pawns. Simply we need to play pawn to h5, then the white king position is preventing activity position. Can't attack anyone. Or both pawns controlling f4 and g4. White king can't attack any pawn. Black did good job. Now white to play. Here white best move. What is the white best move? Here white have bishop and 2 pawns. Black have rook and pawn. Here mostly black winning position because of black have rook advantage is there. But here white can do follow the increasing activity, preventing activity. Unless if white will follow, can win the game. So here what he need to do? Simply restrict the black rook movement. Then white can win the game. How he can restrict the black rook movement? With the tempo. Here with the tempo only white can restrict the black rook movement. So when you will get the tempo, if you give check the opponent king, then only we can get the tempo. So first we need to give check with our bishop to d5. Now king is in check. He moved the king. Then simply we need to play bishop to c7. We can restrict the black rook movement. Now the black rook is in preventing activity position. Then after simply our white will go to g2 to g4. King also will support that. Then our king will go to g7 pawn, capture the g7 pawn with our king. We can do pawn promotion. We can win the game. If suppose black rook can capture the bishop also, we can do pawn promotion easily. Now black to play. Here white is doing pawn promotion in 2 steps away. So here what is the black best move? We need to stop the pawn promotion. How we can stop the pawn promotion? Here bishop to c5. We need to play bishop to c5. If he push the pawn, we can get the bishop. We can control the b8 square also. Push the pawn, bishop takes bishop. Then if he push the pawn, bishop will take the pawn. Then black did job. Now white to play. Here the black knight is in the corner. So here the white target is prevent the black knight activity. We need to do preventing activity. How? Where the knight can escape? b6, c5, c3, b2. These 4 square, if white will control, black knight position is in preventing activity position. So the white best move is here bishop to d4. If you play bishop to d4, white did good job. The black knight is in preventing activity position. So always try to develop your pieces in the center only or in the sub center. Don't go in the corner like this. Don't go in the corner along it means along the edge of the file or edge of the rank. Don't develop your pieces. That's a bad position. Now white to play. Here white best move. The black queen can go only on this slant line. The black queen is there, only this slant line can go black queen. So what we do, if you block that diagonal, we can do preventing activity of the black queen. How? Simply push the pawn. Simply push the pawn to d5. Then now the black queen position is preventing activity. Then after h2 to h4 simply can do pawn promotion with king move. Here king will move to g2, pawn push, unstoppable pawn promotion white can do. Now white to play. Here white have two knights and pawn getting pawn promotion. Black king is in h1 square. Now here what the white best move? We to restrict the black queen movement. It means we to create the preventing activity for black queen. So pawn takes rook. Which piece if you promote, we can create the preventing activity. That's we need to think logically. If you promote the queen, knight will take the queen. That's not correct. Then after he will play king support. Then he can do pawn promotion easily. Push the pawn or king move the pawn. So our best move is promoting the knight. If you promoting the knight, then after the black queen position is preventing activity position. Then after white can win the game easily. Promoting the knight. This is called preventing activity lesson. I hope increasing activity and preventing activity, both lessons all are enjoyed very much. Everyone try to follow in your game playing time. You can improve your game, you can improve your rating. The next lesson is golden rules. Golden rules. Three golden rules. It means how to play opening game. We need to follow three golden rules in the opening game. Here some examples I am showing. If you play pawn h3, this is not a good opening because of h3 pawn is not controlling the center. Black d5 e5 pawn is controlling the center is good move. If you play center pawn, it can control the center of the board, controlling the center squares also. Then here knight f3. I am showing examples only, not a game. How to control the center with our pawns, with our pieces. In this following are three golden rules. Like this, first we need to place center pawn, then develop our bishop and knight, following the golden rules. Then you need to do castle also. Like this, if you play pawn and bishop knight, like this you can control so many squares strongly in the center. Then did castle, white did castle. Like this we need to follow three golden rules. So the first golden rule is control the center with our center pawn. The second golden rule is develop our minor pieces in the center. Minor pieces means knight and bishop are called minor pieces. The third golden rule is do castling as soon as possible. Like this. After few moves, you can connecting the rooks in the center. White strongly developed the pawns, developed the pieces in the strong zone. One more example. Both sides, white player and black player, both are following the three golden rules strongly. Both sides also did castle nicely. After opening game over, like this, we need to follow three golden rules. Follow the opening game perfectly. One more example. In the early opening game, develop your queen is hyperactive. It means there is no choice, there is no winning. If your opponent is very strong, they will punish you strongly. So don't develop your queen in the early opening game. That is very very bad move. If you play your queen in the early opening game, simply opponent can develop their minor pieces. They did castle. Then after they will punish you. With the tempo, your opponent will develop the pieces. So don't develop your queen in the early opening game. That is hyperactive. Remember it, everyone. Checkmate planning. With the bishop and queen checkmate planning, simply play pawn to g6. You can stop the checkmate. Knight played blunder. Why? Opponent can do checkmate. That is called scholar's mate. Knight f6 very very blunder. After that what happened? Opponent can do scholar's mate. So our best move pawn to g6. Stop the checkmate. Then one more time, our opponent doing checkmate plan. Our best move knight to f6. Develop one more minor piece with the tempo. Here black is doing good defense game. Like this we need to play defense game. When your opponent attacking like this with the bishop and queen. Pawn to g4. Why he played pawn g4? If he play in his next move, if he will play pawn to g5. If we move the knight other side, opponent can do checkmate. But here we need to do counter attack. Counter attack means pawn to d4. Now his queen is under attack. He needs to go back only. One more other attacking variation. Queen to b3 he will play. Then after pawn to d5 we can play. One more possibility, we can play knight to d4 also we can play. So one more time telling about the three golden rules. The first golden rule is controlling the center with our center pawns. The second golden rule is develop our minor pieces in the center. Minor pieces means knight and bishop are called minor pieces. The third golden rule is do castling as soon as possible. Compulsory every chess player needs to follow these three golden rules. Improve your opening game, improve your strategy. You can win more games. Now we will do exercise about the golden rules. Now here in this position, which black piece developed wrongly? Which one is he developed wrongly? Early in the opening game he developed the queen. This is the wrong. Developing the queen. Why? The queen d6 is very very bad because of he can't develop the c8 bishop also. The queen is blocking the c8 bishop activity. So queen's d6 is the wrong development in this position. In this position, white played knight to a3 is the wrong development. Why? We need to develop our pieces in the center only. We need to develop the knight in the center only. Now in this position, which white piece we developed wrongly? We did castle, we developed our minor pieces in the center. One more, which one we played wrongly? We need to play bishop to g5 is much better because of the bishop is pinning the knight. Thus we need to think increasing activity also. Now in this position, which black piece he developed wrongly? In this position, knight, the b4 knight. The b4 knight he developed wrongly. Why? Because if you play pawn a3, he needs to go back only, waste of move. So in the opening game, don't waste of your moves. Why? If you waste of your moves, opponent can get the tempo, they can come back in the game. So always before moving, before capturing, we need to think carefully. That's why we need to follow 3 golden rules. Now in this position, which black piece he developed wrongly? The f6 pawn. Why? Because of after played pawn f6, this diagonal totally weak. From e8 square to h5 square totally weak. Opponent can attack strongly. White player can attack strongly after taking the pawns. After taking the pawns on e5, d4 pawn take the e5 pawn. Then they will take it to f6 pawn. Bishop takes knight. Bishop takes bishop. Then knight will sacrifice. Strongly he will attack. In this position, which black piece he developed wrongly? Which one? He developed the knight a5 because the knight is in the corner, nothing is controlling in the center. So don't develop your pieces in the corner. Mostly develop your pieces in the center only, center of the board. Or sub center also we can control. Now in this position, which black piece he developed wrongly? Which black piece? Bishop is controlling the knight, knight is controlling the knight. This one, g4 knight developed wrongly because if he play pawn to h3, he needs to go back only, waste of move. Opponent will get the tempo, opponent come back in the game easily. Now in this position, which black piece he played wrongly? He developed wrongly. Which d6, bishop d6, I think bishop d6. Why? It's blocking the d7 pawn, it's blocking the queen, it's blocking the c8 bishop. It means black player he has his own pieces he is blocking. That's not correct. Don't block your own pieces, don't block your own pawns. With free movement. With free movement, we need to develop our pieces, develop our pawns. Remember everyone. Like this, follow the golden rules. 3 golden rules. Now here, which black piece black played wrongly developed, I am asking. Here, which one? Pawn to h6. In this position, in the starting moves, below 10 moves, so unnecessarily don't push your pawns. e5 pawn is good move, controlling the center, but why he played pawn h6? Sorry, pawn h6? Why he played pawn h6? In this particular position, pawn h6 is not a correct. Simply you can develop the other minor piece is better. Pawn h6 is the wrong development. Instead of pawn h6, black can play knight to c6 much better. Bishop can go c5 is much better. Now, which white piece white player played wrongly developed? Which white piece here? Okay, it's controlling here. Which white piece? Queen. Why? Because of after he black played pawn to d5, pawn takes pawn, then other knight will take the d5 pawn. Your knight is in pinning position. Instead of queen d2, we need to play bishop to d2 is much better. I think so. Like this, everyone follow the three golden rules here. Here in the opening game, what is the best move? I will give 4 options: d2 pawn to d3, e2 pawn to e4, knight c3, e2 pawn to e3. What is the white best move here? e2 pawn to e4. Always we need to control the center of the board, center pawn. Oh, next. Here this is the position. What is the best move? Queen h5, black move now. White move, sorry, white move. Queen h5, c2 to c3, queen f3, knight f3. What is the white best move? Always we need to follow the 3 golden rules. Knight f3 is the best move. Develop the minor piece. Now one more other position. What is the best move here? White best move. First choice, bishop to c4, bishop to d3, pawn to d3, pawn to b3. Here if you play pawn to b3, you can develop it, okay, but focus on the center only first of all. Pawn to d3 is very bad move. Pawn to d3, why? This f1 bishop is blocked. First you need to play bishop, then play pawn d3 is better. So bishop to c4 is the white best move, following the 3 golden rules. Now in this position, what the white best move? Knight d2, castling, short castling, h2 pawn to h3, queen e2. Now I will explain every move. If you play h3 pawn h3 is a waste of move. There is no reason. Opponent get the tempo. If you play pawn h3, opponent black can get the tempo. So pawn h3 here. Pawn h3 bad move. In this particular position, no need to play pawn h3. Next, queen e2 also bad move. Why? First we need to do castling, complete our opening game castling, follow the 3 golden rules, castling, connecting the rooks, then play queen to d2 like that. And d2 also wrong. Knight d2 also wrong. Why? Knight d2, you are blocking your own bishop. Castling is the best move. Now in this position, what is the white best move? Pawn to c4, attacking the queen with pawn. Knight to c3, attacking the queen with knight. Bishop to e2, preparation to castling. Pawn to d3, controlling the center. Which is the best one here? I already told, follow the 3 golden rules. Follow the 3 golden rules. Develop your pieces rapidly. Do castling is the best opening. So here, develop our minor piece, attacking the queen. Knight to c3. You can develop our queen. You can develop our knight, attacking the queen. Mostly with the pieces only, attack the opponent pieces, not with pawns. In this position, pawn h3, bishop e3, castling, white castling, short castle, queen e2. In this position, we need to observe the opponent pieces also, where the bishop and knights are controlling. The opponent planning is he wants to create the fork. Knight to f2, he wants to create the fork. So we need to avoid the fork. If you play pawn h3, is a very bad move. Pawn h3 bad move. Knight will come to f2, he can create the fork. If you play bishop e3 also wrong. Why? After bishop takes bishop, pawn takes bishop, then knight will take the pawn. Opponent can get extra pawn. He will take with the knight also. Knight takes. Maybe knight takes. So our best move is queen e2 also bad move. Queen e2 bad move. Why? Knight can take the pawn, attack the rook also. So best move castling. Now, what is the best move? In this position, black to play. What is the black best move? Knight h6, supporting the f7 pawn. Pawn f6, attacking the knight. Queen e7, supporting the f7 pawn. d6 to d5. What is the black best move here? In this position, we need to play pawn d5, they will take the pawn. Knight h6, we can support the pawn, we can do castling also. That's the best move here in this position. In this critical position, we need to develop our minor piece in the corner. Regularly, we need to develop in the center. In the critical position, the only move is knight to h6. You can protect the f7 pawn. We can stop the attacking. We can stop the fork. Now, what the white best move? Queen to d5, castling, bishop to a3, knight to d2. What the white best move? Always we need to think positionally, observe the opponent piece's position and our piece's position also. Then only we can attack the opponent pieces strongly. A white best move. I will give 30 seconds time. Try to think everyone. What is the white best move? Queen d5, first choice. Bishop a3, second choice. Third choice, castling. Fourth choice, knight to d2. Best move is queen to d5. Queen to d5. Why? After queen to d5, you can do checkmate plan on f7. If you play knight to h6, bishop takes knight, we can get extra piece. If you capture our bishop, we can do checkmate. In this position, what is the white best move? Our bishop is under attack. So what is the white best move here? Queen e2, support the bishop. Bishop to b3, going back safely. Knight to e5, take the center pawn. Knight takes e5 center pawn. Or d2 to d3. Always, everyone listen carefully. The middle game technique. When your piece is under attack also, we need to think logically. Don't go defense always. Always don't think defense. Think about the counter attack. In this position, how we can do counter attack? If you play queen e2, you can give support. That's the only defense. That's not a good move. Pawn to d3 also only supporting. There is no good move. Bishop to b3 also defense, saving the piece. But you are not attacking in these three choices. But if you took the pawn on e5 with the knight, is the counter attack is the best move, because we can get extra pawn, we can support our bishop also. So knight takes pawn is the best move. Knight takes pawn on e4 is the best move. We can get the pawn, we can support our bishop. So everyone follow these 3 golden rules, improve your opening strategy, then automatically in the middle game we can attack easily with our developed pieces. Here one second, wait everyone. Playing rules. Here now in this position, it means some accesses are there about following 3 golden rules or not, yes or no, not like that one. Here black will play black best move, stop this attacking, supporting the e5 pawn with knight to c6. Is it correct? Is it correct? Move the king, checkmate over. It means in this position, best move knight to c6. Listen everyone, if you play knight c6, you can support the pawn. If some players will play unnecessarily moving the king, is very bad move. Why? If you move the king, what happen? Black is challenging the white. If I move the king, what he will do? I can do checkmate. What is it telling? I can do checkmate. In this position, white temporarily played the move rook d4 to d8 mate. His opponent pointed out that his move was impossible. The white king would be in check. Yes or no? All got it? He can't able to give check with rook to d8 because the white rook is in pinning position. Which move white must now make it? Tell me. What is the white best move? Think logically everyone. The surprising move is there. I will give you 30 seconds time. Everyone can try to think. Rook to g4. If you play rook to g4, king is in check with bishop, discovered check. He need to block with rook only, then bishop takes rook checkmate. Always need to think like that possibilities. Choose the best move, choose the best capturing, choose the best square. Now in this position, white picked up the king first and castled. According to his opponent, that was wrong because he is not able to do castle. Which move must white now make? Tell me. Here, the white rook not in active position. He needs to bring a rook in active position. Is what he needs to do. What he need to do? He needs to play anyone guess it? King to d1 simply. Why king to d1? After rook will come to e1 simply. Rook is in active position, increasing activity. Now one more example. White played bishop h3 to d7. Winning a piece, but his opponent pointed out that this move was impossible because of the white h3 bishop is in pinning position. King will get the check. So what is the white best move here? Very critical position. Everyone think carefully. What's the best move? The best move is queen takes bishop. Queen takes bishop. Next one is white wanted to castle. He put the rook on d1, then the king on c1. His opponent protested. Which move must white now make? Long castle anyway or the best rook move? What is the best move? Supporting the c2 pawn also. That's the target here. What is the best move? The best move is rook to c1, supporting the pawn. Why? If this is the end game position, not in the opening game, middle game. This is the end game position. When the end game position will start, our king maintain in the center. We need to bring the king in the end game activity. Use our king in the end game position. Support our pawns with our king. Like that, we need to do pawn promotion with our king support, with our pieces support. So in this position, no need to do castle. Rook to c1 is the best move. One more example. The black player says, with white adjusts his pawn and bishop, which move must white now play? What is the white best move? Logically, we need to think, everyone. The white best move, he can bishop, pawn g3, pawn b4, rook is there, bishop is there. You need to play rook to c2. Can stop the checkmate. That is the only move. Rook to c2 only can stop the checkmate. Otherwise, if you play pawn or bishop, then black will play rook to h2, checkmate over. Now, in this position, white to play white rook. White took the rook on f6 with his king, but that is impossible because of the rook is supported with the bishop only. Now what is the white best move? How? Simply we need to follow the remove the defender lesson. The rook is supported with the bishop only. If we capture the bishop with the rook, we can get extra piece. We can attack the rook also. But after they can give check, yes, they can give check, correct only. So move the king to d4 is the best move. Why? Because if we capture the bishop with the rook. Then after he can give check with our here some was we'll go back the puzzle. Now here black is going here in this pawn position. If we capture the bishop, black is doing other one. Okay, so best move king to d4. Okay, I hope all are understood today live streaming lessons. 3 golden rules everyone try to follow compulsory. Same like that, follow the increasing activity lesson, follow the preventing activity lesson. It means increasing activity lesson means we need to which your pieces are not in active position, bring out immediately in the active position. That is called increasing activity. Next, preventing activity means which your opponent pieces in active position, we need to restrict the opponent pieces activity. That is called preventing activity. Same like that, we need to follow draw rules. Draw rules means we need to sometimes we need to create the stalemate position, threefold repetition game draw, perpetual chess game draw, like that we need to create sometimes. So I hope all are enjoyed this streaming today. Please, if you like our streaming, please subscribe our channel, like our channel for upcoming streamings, for upcoming lessons, for upcoming puzzles, for upcoming chess traps. Thank you. Bye bye everyone.